Good day everyone. By the way, I am Mariel Saberon. I am from Bachelor of Secondary Education major in Filipino 1. And today I am going to share or we'll talk about one of the bravest, fearless women who fought for the freedom of all Filipino during the Spaniard colonization. And that is Maria Josefa Gabriela Carino de Silang, also known as Gabriela Silang. She was a Filipino military leader, best remembered for her role being a fearless woman, leader of the Ilocano independence movement against Spanish colonialism. She is one of the most prominent figures of the revolution and one of the most distinguished women in the Philippine history. Her life and legacy continue to serve as a beacon of bravery and nationalism of all Filipinos. Before we continue to talk about her contribution in our country, let's first get to know who Gabriela Silang really is. Gabriela Silang was born in Barangay Canyogan, Santa Ilocosur on March 19, 1731. Her father, Anselmo Carino, was a Spanish Ilocano who was a descendant of Ignacio Carino, the first Galician from Spain to reach Candon, Ilocosur in late 17th century. And her mother was Tinguyan, who was Tinguyan Barrio in San Quintin, Abra, now Piligan. She received a Catholic upbringing from a parish priest of the town and obtained her elementary education at the town's convent school. Gabriela Silang was raised by a priest who later arranged her marriage to a wealthy businessman named Don Tomas Milan. They married in 1751 and shortly after he died because of old age. After being widowed by her first husband, Gabriela met Diego Silang, a man of great intelligence, courage, and determination. They got married in 1757. Diego Silang believed and fought towards the freedom of the Filipino people. His revolt was fueled by grievances originating from Spanish taxation and abuses, and by his belief in self-government that the administration and leadership of the Roman Catholic Church and government in the province of Ilocos should be led to train Ilocano officials. Gabriela joined the revolt against the Spaniards alongside Diego in 1762. During this revolt, Gabriela became one of the closest advisors of Diego as well as his unofficial aide-de-camp during skirmishes with Spanish troops. She was also a major figure in her husband's cooperation with the British, who was at that time declared war on Spain. Diego's revolt was successful at first. However, Spanish authorities retaliated by offering a reward for his assassination. Consequently, his fellow locals Miguel Vicos and Pedro Bicbic sided with the Spaniards and killed him in Vigan on May 28, 1763. After Diego's assassination, Gabriela vowed to avenge his death and to continue the fight. Gabriela took the husband's place as the leader of the rebellion. Their first battle in her hometown Santa was a success. After then, Spaniards who had never felt threatened by a Filipina woman before were insistent on defeating Gabriela. Gabriela and her men then traveled to Piligan, Abra, her mother's hometown, to establish a new base. She was joined by a paternal uncle, Nicolas Carino, who temporarily took of command rebuild forces gathering 2,000 men loyal to Diego Silang. Gabriela, along with her troops, descendants on Vigan on September 10, 1763, then took the lead on various attacks against Spanish forces. Some won, but others lost, with numerous casualties of both sides. Were overwhelmed. For the reason, Gabriela and 90 of her followers were captured. She was returned to Vigan, where she suffered humiliation and psychological torture, as she was forced to witness the flogging of hundreds of her suspected followers and hanging of the 90 more. On September 20, 1763, she herself, then only 32 years old, went calmly and courageously to her execution. Her times of leadership had been short, but her martyrdom and courage brought a lasting example to all women of the Philippines. As Gabriela assumed her husband's role, being a commander of rebel troops, she became the first female leader of the Philippine Revolution. The organization and party list Gabriela Women's Party, or the General Assembly bending woman for reforms, integrity, equality, leadership, and action, was founded in April 1984 in her honor and advocates for the rights and issues for women. On November 15, 1995, Gabriela Silang was included in the 9 Filipino historical figures to be recognized as national hero. The bill aims to celebrate the heroism of a great Filipina heroine as an embodiment of fearlessness and dying love for our country. In view of the foregoing, the passage of this bill is earnestly sought.